Good morning on Monday. Welcome to Lent for everyone here on this 11th day as we continue our journey through Matthew. This text that Jesus gives, I'm just always amazed by the authority that he gives to the disciples. The fact that he gives them the authority to cast out demons, to cleanse lepers, to heal the sick, to do all of the things that Jesus has been doing. And in fact, that's the very sense of this text, that Jesus is giving them the authority to do that. It's not until here in Matthew 10, in Matthew's gospel, that we get the 12 disciples. Before that, there probably are hundreds of people that are considered followers of Jesus. Sometimes they're called the crowds or things like that. But then Jesus specifically draws out these 12 disciples who will be known as the 12 throughout the rest of the story. And he gives them this incredible authority of what to do on Jesus' behalf. Of course, these 12 represent, as N.T. Wright says, the 12 tribes of Israel, those tribes, those sons of Jacob, who Israel has followed in and been in those tribes forever. And what Matthew's trying to show through Jesus is that Jesus is renewing and restoring those 12 tribes in a new way. But ultimately, this is also hope for the Gentiles, because first, this mission has to go through the Jews. And that's really Jesus' ministry, especially in Matthew's gospel. It is not necessarily to the outsider, although there will be hints of that throughout Matthew's gospel, but it's pretty much a message that is for those Jewish people and leaders, hoping that they will understand that this is the true Messiah and the way in which God will save the world. N.T. Wright gives us this warning at the end, and that is that people won't always like this message, that this is the way that God works in the world. In fact, I think that it's good for us to remember that if we're truly living out the way of Jesus in the world, people aren't always going to like the message that we proclaim, or they're not always going to like the fact that it's one that is a way of peace and not of violence. So I invite you to consider that during this Lenten time, that there's times where following Jesus does indeed cost us something. For the disciples, it had to cost them reputation. It has to cost them their very livelihood. And sometimes God calls us to something as significant and deep as that as well. Have a great Monday.